Good morning students, hope you are all fine at home. In today's class, we are going to see the grammar. Okay, so the topic of the grammar is verbs. So we have already know what is meant by verb. Let us see the definition of verb. So I have written the definition of verb. Shall we read that? A verb that is used to describe an action is called a verb. We read it once again. A verb that is used to describe an action is called a verb. So verb is nothing but it is a word. Okay, so it is a word. It describes the action. Okay, it describes the action. So that is called as a verb. So what is action? What am I doing? I am teaching. So what you are doing? You are listening to me. So it's an action. Okay, so verb means it's nothing but it is the action. Okay, so a verb that is used to describe an action is called a verb. I have written examples for it. So dancing, walking, reading, writing, and there are many action verbs. So these are only the few. Dancing, walking, reading, writing. So these are all the action verbs. We'll read it once again. So verb is nothing but it is a word that is used to describe an action is called a verb. Examples are dancing, walking, reading, writing. Okay, have you understood what is meant by verb? Yes. Next we are going to see about the types of verb. So this is again we are going to see the types of verb. So there are two types of verb. How many types of verbs are there? There are two types of verb. The first one is main verb and the second one is auxiliary verb. So what is the first type? The first type is the main verb and the second type is the auxiliary verb. And this auxiliary verb is classified into two types. Okay? This auxiliary verb is classified into two types. And the first type is primary auxiliary verb. And the second one is the modal auxiliary verb. So there are two types of verb. One is main verb and the second one is auxiliary verb. And this auxiliary verb is classified into two. And the first classification is primary auxiliary verb and the second one is the modal auxiliary verb. So now we are going to see about what is meant by main verb. Okay. So I have written main verb. We use the main verb to indicate the action of the subject. We use the main verb to indicate the action of the subject. So main verb is nothing but it is the action. Okay, it's nothing but it is the action. What the subject has done. Okay, what the subject has done. It has a meaning of its own. So this main verb has a meaning of its own. Okay, it has some meaning. It agrees with the subject and indicates the time. So it is followed by the subject. Okay, and indicates the time. So here time refers to the present tense, past tense and future tense. Okay, so main verb is nothing but it is used to indicate the action of the subject. So it's nothing but it is the action which is done by the subject. So what is meant by subject? Yes, subject means it's the name of the person, place, thing or the animal. So indicates the action of the subject, has a meaning of its own. So this main verb has a meaning. It agrees with the subject and indicates the time. So what are all the times that it indicates? It indicates the present tense, past tense and the future tense. Okay, so I have written an example. Ram plays with his friends. Ram plays with his friends. So what is the main verb in this sentence, students? Yes, the main verb is plays. Okay, so it has some meaning. This main verb has some meaning. So we have already read. It has a meaning of its own. So play has some meaning. And Ram plays with his friends. Okay, so the main verb in this sentence is plays and it has been followed by the subject Ram. So Ram has been playing with his friends. And this plays has the three tenses. One is the present tense, past tense and the future tense. So we have seen it agrees with the subject and indicates the time. So this main verb place has three tenses. The first tense, present tense. So present tense comes in play. Okay, the play comes under the present tense, and play comes under the past tense, and the future will play. Okay, so future means will play. I understood this. And second example I have written is Riya goes to school daily. Okay, Riya goes to school daily. And what is the main verb in the sentence? Yes, the main verb is goes. And it is followed by the subject Riya. Riya is going to school daily. So it indicates the action of going from one place to the another place. And this main verb has three tenses: present, past, and future. And go comes under the present tense, and the past tense of go is went. Okay, the past tense of go is went, and the future is will go. So it agrees with the three tense like present tense, past tense, and future tense. Okay, have you understood the main verb, students? Shall we recall it once again? So main verb is nothing but we use the main verb to indicate the action of the subject. It has a meaning of its own. It agrees with the subject and indicates the time, present tense, past tense, and future tense. The examples are Ram plays with his friends and Riya goes to school daily. Okay, have you understood this? Shall we move on to the next type? So, what is the second type we are going to see now? So, we have already seen main verb. And next one is the auxiliary verb. Okay. So, what is meant by auxiliary verb? It is used to indicate the tense of the main verb. It does not carry any meaning on its own. So, likewise, this auxiliary verb also indicates the tense. So, what are all the three tenses we have seen? Present tense, past tense, and future tense. So, this auxiliary verb indicates the tense only. It does not carry any meaning on its own. So, this main verb has a meaning of its own. This auxiliary doesn't have any meaning of its own. Okay. For example, father is reading the newspaper. So what is the auxiliary verb used in the sentence? Yes, the auxiliary verb is. So this is doesn't has any meaning. Okay. Does it has any meaning? No. This is has doesn't any meaning. So it can't stand by its own. Father is reading the newspaper, but it indicates the tense. Okay. Indicates the tense, but it can't stand by its own. So what is the tense that has been referred here? Yes, the tense is the present tense. So father is reading the newspaper, indicates the present tense. And second example, Raju will complete the pending work. Raju will complete the pending work. So what is the auxiliary verb used here? Yes, the auxiliary verb used in the sentence is will, and this will indicates the future tense. Okay, the future tense comes under will plus verb. So here will has come, so it refers to the future tense. The auxiliary verb is will and it can't stand by its own, so it is known as the auxiliary verb. So auxiliary verb is nothing but it is used to indicate the tense of the main verb. It does not carry any meaning on its own. Okay. Examples are father is reading the newspaper, Raju will complete the pending work. Okay, students. Next, we are going to see the types of auxiliary verbs. So, this auxiliary verb has classified into two types. So, what are the two types we have seen? Yes, the first type is the primary auxiliary verb, and the second type is the modal auxiliary verb. So, now we are going to see about the primary auxiliaries. So this primary auxiliaries has been classified into three. Okay, the first one is be verb, and the second one is do verb, and the third one is have verb. So what is the first one? Be verb, do verb, and have verb. And this be verb has five types: am, is, are, was, were. Okay. So what are be verbs? Am, is, are, was, were. And what are the do verbs? Do, did, does. Okay. The do verbs are do, did, does. And what are the have verbs? The have verbs are have, has, had. Okay. Have, has, had. Okay. Next we are going to see about the pronouns. So before seeing the usage of these verbs, let us see the pronouns. So it will be very easy for three pronouns. So three pronouns are. So the first person, second person, and the third person. So in first person there comes I, we. Okay, in first person there comes I, we, and I is the singular and we is the plural. In second person there comes you. So you is both the singular and the plural. In third person there comes he, she, it, and they. So in third person there comes he, she, it, they. So he, she, it are singular and they are plural. Okay, have you understood this pronoun? So how many persons are there? There are three persons. What are they? First person, second person, third person. So in first person there comes I, we. Second person there comes you, and third person there comes he, she, it, they. Okay, now let us see the usage of am, is, are. Okay, where to use am, is, are. So am is used with the first person singular I. Okay. So where we have to use am, we have to use am with the first person singular. So what is the first person singular? The first person singular is I. Okay. The first person singular is I. So we have to use the am only for the first person singular I. So example, I am teaching. Okay. I am teaching. I am singing. So what is the pronoun in the sentence? Yes, the pronoun in the sentence is I. So I comes under which person? So here I comes under the first person and I is the singular subject. So if the singular subject I comes, we have to use the verb am. So I am teaching. I am singing. Okay, have you understood where to use am? Okay, next we are going to see where to use is. Is used for third person singular. He, she, it. Okay, where we have to use is, we have to use for third person singular. So what is the third person singular? He, she, it. Okay, so these are all the third person singular. If the third person singular comes, we have to use the verb is. Okay, we have to use the verb is. So for example, he is playing. He is playing. So what is the subject here? He. So he comes under the third person. So he is a singular subject. So we have to use is. Likewise, she is reading. It is raining. Okay, have you understood this? So we have to use is for third person singular only. So the third person singulars are he, she, it. And next we are going to see about are. Where to use are. Are is used for the plural pronoun like we, you, they. So it is used for the plural pronoun. So what is the plural pronoun here? We, you, they. Okay, so we have to use are only for the plural pronoun like we, you, they. So the examples are we are watching. So we is the plural subject. Likewise, they is the plural subject. They are dancing. Okay, have you understood where to use am, is, and are? Shall we see from first? Okay, so we have to use am for the first person singular I, and this is used for third person singular he, she, it, and are is used for the plural pronoun like we, you, and they. And was and were should be used for the past form. Okay, so these are all the present form, and was and were are the past form. Okay, next we are going to see is the do verb. So now we have seen the be verb, and second we are going to see is the do verb. So what are the do verbs? Do, did, does. See here, usage of do, did, does. Do is used with the pronoun like I, we, you, they. So if the pronouns I, we, you, they, you have to use only the verb do. Okay, you have to use only the verb do. For example, I do exercise. You do your work. We do our homework. They do a lot of work. So the pronouns I, we, you, they, you have to use the pronoun do. And where you will use does. Does is used with the the pronouns like he, she, it. Okay. So for a third person singular, you have to use the verb does. For example, he does exercises. She does her homework. It does not matter. Okay. For third person singular, you have to use the verb does. And have to use did. Did is used with all form of pronouns. Okay, so did is the past tense. So you can use with all the pronouns like I, we, you, they, he, she, it. But it has to be used only in the past form. Okay, I did exercise. So I did exercise. So exercise has been done already. So we have used did. She did the work. So she had already did her work. So the sentence is in the past form. So we have used did. Shall we recall from first? So, types of auxiliary verbs. So, in auxiliary verbs, there are two types: primary auxiliary verb and the modal auxiliary verb. So, in primary auxiliary verb, it has been classified into three types. What are they? Be verb, do verb, have verb. So, in be verb, there are am, is, are, was, were. And this and, is, are the present tense, and was and were are the past tense. And do verb are do, did, does. And the have verbs are have, has, had. So next we have seen the pronouns. In pronouns there are three persons: first person, second person, third person. In first person there comes I, we. In second person there comes you, and in third person there comes he, she, it, and they. And next we have seen the usage of am, is, are. So where to use am? Am is used with the first person singular I. So first person singular is I. So in that case we have to use am. Example, I am teaching, I am singing. And where to use is, this is used for third person singular, he, she, it. Okay. Example, he is playing, she is reading, it is raining. And where to use are is used for the plural pronoun like we, you, they. And examples are, they are watching, they are dancing. And where to use do, did, does. So do is used with the pronouns like I, we, you, they. Example, I do exercise, you do your work, we do our homework, they do a lot of work. And the next one is that we use does. Does is used with the pronouns like he, she, it. The third person singular. He does exercise. She does her work. It does not matter. And last one is that we use did. Did is used with the all form of pronouns. So it has been used with the all form of pronouns, but it should be in the past form. I did exercise. She did her work. Okay students, next we are going to see the usage of have, has, had. Okay. So have is used with the pronouns I, we, you, they. So that we have to use have. We have to use have with the pronouns like I, we, you, and they. So what is I? I is the first person. We is also the first person. You is the second person and they is the third person. For these four pronouns only, we have to use the verb have. Okay. So I have written an example. I have a pen. I have a pen. So what is the subject in this sentence? Yes, the subject is I. So if the pronoun I comes, we have to use the verb have. Okay. Likewise, we have a car. We have a car. They have a big house. They have a big house. So for the pronouns I, we, you, they, we have to use the verb have. Have you understood? Okay. Next we are going to see where to use has. Has is used with he, she, it. Okay. Has is used with he, she, it. So what is he, she, it? So these are the third person singular. So if the third person singular comes, we have to use the verb has. Okay. So these are all the third person singular. He, she, it. Look at the examples. She has a pen. She has a pen. So she is the third person singular. So we have used the verb has. Likewise, he has a pen. It has 4 wheels. So these are all the third person singulars we have used the verb has. Okay. So has is used with he, she, it. She has a pen. He has a pen. It has 4 wheels. Okay. Have you understood the usage of has? Next we are going to see the usage of had. Had is used to indicate the past tense. Okay. So had is the past tense. So we have to use this had only to indicate the past tense. So what is the past tense? Past tense means the thing that has already happened. Okay. So the examples are we had the dinner. We had the dinner. So we had already had the dinner. So it has finished. Okay. Next we are going to see had. Okay, had is used to indicate the past tense. So had is the past tense of have and has. So this had should be used only to indicate the past tense. So what is the past tense? The thing that has already happened is known as past tense. Okay. So in that case we have to use only the verb had. Example: we had the dinner. She had gone. I had my breakfast. So this had can be used with all the pronouns, but it should be used only for the past tense. Okay, have you understood? Where to use had? Shall we see it first? So usage of have, has, had. So have is used with the pronouns I, we, you, they, and has is used with he, she, it, and had is used to indicate the past tense. Okay, have you understood? Okay, the next topic we are going to see is modal auxiliaries. Okay, next topic is modal auxiliaries. So these are all the modal auxiliaries: can, could, may, must, will, shall. So there are many auxiliary verbs. I have given only few. So let us see one by one. So the first modal auxiliary we are going to see is can. Okay, so where to use can? To ask permission, to refer an ability. So I have given 2 examples. So this can should be used only for these 2 cases. Okay, ask permission. So if you are going to ask permission, you have to use the verb can. Likewise, to refer an ability. Ability means the things that you are able to do. That is the ability. So here to ask permission, to refer an ability. So for these 2 cases, you have to use the modal auxiliary can. So I have an example. Can I switch on the fan? Repeat after me. Can I switch on the fan? So what type of sentence is this? It is of asking permission. Okay. So to ask permission, you have to use the auxiliary verb. Modal auxiliary can. Okay. Likewise, I can climb the tree. So it is of mentioning the ability. Okay. It is of mentioning the ability. So we have to use the modal auxiliary can. Okay. Have you understood how to use can? So to ask permission, to refer an ability. Okay. So the examples are: can I switch on the fan? I can climb the mountain. Okay. So the next we are going to see is could. So could is the past tense of can. Okay. It is used as the past tense of can. So it's nothing but it is used only to indicate the past tense. I could run fast when I was younger. So this sentence indicates the past. Okay, it's of indicating the past that a boy is saying that he is old now. He says that I could run fast when I was younger. So when I was young, I can able to run fast. So he is telling the sentence in a past tense. Okay, so they have used the modal auxiliary could. I could run fast when I was younger. So this could is used as the past tense of can. It also mentions the ability of a person. Okay, that he can able to what? Run fast when he was younger. Okay, so this sentence has been said in the past tense. So now we have seen can and could. So next we are going to see is may. So where to use may? You all know where to use may. Okay, you will ask permission while entering class. Okay, so may I get in ma'am like that. Okay, so asking permission in a formal manner and to offer help. So this may should be used only to ask permission and to offer help. So the examples are, may I come in? So what? It's of asking permission. Okay, may I come in? May I help you? So it is of asking help. So may I help you? So it's used to ask permission and to offer help. So in this case, we have to use the model auxiliary may. So we have seen three. The first one is can, the second one is could, and the third one is may. So the next one we are going to see is must. So we have to use the must to show that something is compulsory. To show that something is compulsory. So in that case, we have to use the model auxiliary must. So it's of telling in an order. Okay, so if you order a person, you have to use the model auxiliary must. So it's of a compulsion. Okay. For example, you must do it. So there is no other option. Okay, there is no other option. You must do it. So in that case, you have to use the model auxiliary must to show that something is compulsory. You must do it. Okay. And the next one we are going to see is will. So that we use will to show strong possibility of action. To show strong possibility. So what is the possibility? So possibility means the things may happen or not. Okay, that is known as possibility. To show strong possibility of action. So in that case, you have to use will. I will come tomorrow. So this sentence indicates that possibility that some person will definitely come tomorrow. Okay. So to show strong possibility of action. So in that case, we have to use the model auxiliary will. The last one we are going to see is shall. We have to use shall. It is used with the pronouns I, he to show strong possibility. So this shall is used with the pronouns I and we. So I and we are the first persons. Okay. So for the pronouns I, we have to use shall. I shall come on Tuesday. So the pronoun I has come. So if the pronoun I comes, what we have to use? We have to use the model auxiliary shall. Likewise, if the pronouns we comes, we should always use the model auxiliary shall. Okay, have you understood? So shall is used with the pronouns I, he to show strong possibility. I shall come on Tuesday. Okay, have you understood the model auxiliary? So how many model auxiliaries we have seen in this class? Can, could, may, must, will, shall. Okay, where do you use can? To ask permission, to refer an ability. So where do you use could? It is used as the past tense of can. And where do you use may? Asking permission in a formal manner and to offer help. So where do you use must? To show that something is compulsory. And we have to use will to show strong possibility of action. And we have to use shall to the pronouns like I, we to show strong possibility. Okay, have you understood the model of auxiliaries? Shall we move on to the next topic? Okay students, next we are going to see about adverbs. So what is meant by adverb? I have written the definition of adverb. Let us take the definition. An adverb is a word that describes a verb, adjective. Adverbs are often ends in ly. So adverb means it's nothing but it is a verb. Okay, so it's a word that describes a verb. So describe means it says about the verb. So what is meant by verb? Verb means the action verb. Okay, so it describes the action verb and the adjective. So adjective is also known as the describing verb. It describes about the noun. So you already know what is meant by noun. So noun is the name of a person, place, thing or the animal. So if it describes the noun, it is known as the adjective. If a word that describes the noun, it's known as adjective. So this adverb is nothing but it is a word. It describes a verb and an adjective. So adverbs are often ends with ly. So the word which ends in ly is known as the adverbs. Okay, so adverbs are often ends in ly. So I have an example for you. With, usual, with. So these are all the adjectives. Okay, so this with has been changed into quickly. So we have added ly at the end of the word. So it is known as the adverb. So if we add ly the last of the word, it is known as adverb. So quick, quickly, usual, usually, deeply. Okay, so adverbs are often ends in ly. And next, if the adjective ends in y, we change the y to I and add ly. So if the adjective which doesn't end in y, we will add only ly. But if it ends in y, what we have to do? We have to remove the y to I. So we have to change the y to I and add ly. So look at the example here. Happy, happy. So the verb has ended with the letter y. So what we have done? We have removed the y. We have removed the y, and instead of this y, we have added I and ly. Likewise, Hari, Hari. So it has ended with the letter y. So we have removed it and added I and then as ly. Okay. So if the adjective ends in y, we change the y to I and add ly. Happy, happy. Hari, happy. Have you understood what is meant by adverb? So what is known as adverb? An adverb is a word. Okay, it's nothing but it is a word that describes a verb. So what it do? It describes. Okay, it modifies it. It describes the verb adjective. Adverbs are often ends in ly. Quick, quickly, usual, usually, detail. And the adjectives ends in y. What we have to do? We have to change the y to I and add ly. So happy, happily, happy, happy. So in these two words, the letter y has ended. So we have removed the y and have added I, and thus we have added ly. So this is known as the adverbs. Okay, have you understood what are adverbs? Okay, students, next we are going to do the exercise. Okay, so I have written some examples from which I got from. Okay, so now let us do those exercises. So the first one is choose the correct verb. Choose the correct verb. So I have written 3 sentences for you. The first one, Priya dash doing her homework. Priya dash doing her homework. And the options are am, is, are. Okay, so Priya dash doing her homework. And the options are am, is, are. So what is am, is, are? These are all the verbs. So what are all the verbs we have seen? Am, is, are, was, were. So these 5 are known as the verbs, and we have also seen the usage of those words. So what is the answer for this sentence? Priya. So what is Priya? Priya is a girl. So how we will refer a girl with a pronoun she? Okay, so she is the pronoun for the girl. So this she comes under the third person singular. Okay, what are the third person singular we have seen? He, she, it, they. Okay, so he, she, it, and they. So in these four, he, she, and it are singular. Okay, he, she, and it are singular, and they are plural. So in this sentence, this subject is she. So if third person singular comes, what verb we have to use? Yes, we have to use the verb is. So Priya is doing her homework. Have you understood? If the third person singular comes, we have to use only the is. Okay, we should not use an or we should not use or. We have to use only is. So we have already seen in the usage. This again says, my friends dash going beach. My friends dash going beach. And the options are am, this, are. Am, this, are. So what is the answer for the sentence? Look at the subject, my friends. So is my friends a singular or plural? Yes, it's a plural subject. So the pronoun for the plural subject is they. Okay, the pronoun for the plural subject is they, because friends, it doesn't refer to a single person. Okay, it refers to a group of persons. So we have used the pronoun they. So if they comes, what we have to use? We have to use are. We have to use are. So my friends are going beach. Okay. So this there is the third person plural. So if third person plural comes, what we have to do? We have to use the verb are. So my friends are going beach. Have you understood the sentence? Shall we move on to the third one? So I dash teaching. So it's a very simple sentence. What do this? I dash teaching. So if I comes, what we have to do? We have to use only the verb am. We have to use only the verb am. So I am teaching. Okay, have you understood? So, if the third person is singular, he, she, it comes, we have to use only the verb is likewise. If the third person plural comes, okay, the third person plural, what are the third person plural? Only they. Okay, if the third person plural they comes, we have to use the plural verb are. And if the subject I comes, we should always use only the verb and. Okay. So Priya is doing her homework. My friends are going beach. I am teaching. Okay, have you understood how to do these exercises? Okay. Now let's move on to the next second one. Choose the suitable model auxiliary verb. Choose the suitable model auxiliary verb. So we have seen many auxiliary verbs: can, could, name, must, like that. Okay. So these are all the model auxiliary verbs. And in these also I have written 3 sentences. And the first one, it dash rain tomorrow. It dash rain tomorrow. So the options are may, can, could. So for this sentence, it dash rain tomorrow. So this sentence indicates the possibility whether it happens or it may not. Okay, whether it happens or it may not. So in that case, what we have to do, we have to use the modal auxiliary may. Possibility. So if the sentence is in the possibility, we have to use the modal auxiliary may. So it may rain or not. So whether it may rain or it won't rain. So it is of indicating the possibility. So we have used the modal auxiliary may. It may rain tomorrow. And the second sentence, I dash do it. I dash do it. The options are may, can, must. So what we have to do? We have to read the sentence and we have to guess what form it is. So I dash do it. So it is of expressing the ability. Okay, I can do it. So ability means I have already told you that what we can able to do. Okay, so in this case we have to use can. I can do it. So it is of expressing the ability of a person. I can do it. Another sentences. She has climbed the mountain when she was strong. She has climbed the mountain when she was strong. So this sentence indicates the past form. Okay, the sentence indicates the past form. So when she was very strong, she would climb the mountain. So it's of expressing the past form. So we have to use could. So she could climb the mountain when she was strong. So I understand these 3 sentences. It may rain tomorrow. So this sentence indicates the possibility. I can do it. And this sentence indicates the ability. She could climb the mountain when she was strong. And this sentence indicates the past form. So we have used could. Understood this? Okay. And the last one we are going to see is write adverbs for the following. Write adverbs for the following. So I have written adjectives here. So we are going to write the adverbs for these 4 words. And the first one is beautiful. So look at this word. Is the word does the word ends with the letter Y? No. So if the word doesn't ends with the letter Y, we have to add just ly to the word. So beautiful, beautifully, beautifully. So just we have to add only ly at the last of the word. And the second word angry, angry. So this word ends with the letter Y. So what we have to do, see we have already seen. So if the adjective ends in Y, we have to change the Y to Y and add ly. So what we have to do here, we have to remove this Y. We have to remove this Y. So angr. So instead of this Y, we have to add I and the last Y. Angry. Okay, so angry. And next one, love. So this sentence doesn't end with Y. So what we have to do? We have to just add ly. So love, lovely. And the last one is hungry. So this word ends with Y. So we have to remove the Y. Okay, hungry. Hungr. So after removing this Y, we have to add I and at last Y. Hungry. Okay, have you understood? So beautiful, beautifully, angry, angrily, love, lovely, hungry, hungry. So if there is no Y in the word, we should just add ly, and if there is Y, we have to remove the Y, and instead of that Y, we have to add I and then ly. So these are all the adverbs. Hope you all understood this. Okay students, now let us do the reading practice. Okay, so the lesson we are reading is the newspaper story. So we have already read two passages from this lesson. Now let us continue from the third passage. Okay. That day Yadav seemed especially pleased. Today I am taking you to the newspaper office, he said, to show you the people and machines that put you a newspaper together. Raju was excited. He had always wondered what it was likely to be a journalist. There were thousands of them all over the world writing for newspaper, the eyes and ears of the world. Walking into the large office filled with computers, fax machines and copiers, Raju saw reporters poring over their stories. Reporters collect information and write about important or interesting news stories in the city, in the country and all over the world. Okay, now let us read the words. So please, proud, please, proud, excited, eager, excited, eager, wondered, desire, wondered, desire. We'll read once again. So the meaning of pleased is proud, pleased, proud, excited, eager, excited, eager, wondered, desire, wonder, desire. We'll read the passage once again. That day, Yadav seemed especially pleased. Today, I am taking you to the newspaper office, he said, to show you the people and machines that put you a newspaper together. Raju was excited. He had always wondered what it was likely to be a journalist. There were thousands of them all over the world, writing for newspapers, the eyes and ears of the world. Walking into the large office filled with computers, fax machines and copiers, Raju saw reporters poring over their stories. Reporters collect information and write about important or interesting news stories in the city, in the country, and all over the world. Okay, students, now let us read the meaning of this passage. Okay, I will explain it. That day, Yadav seemed especially pleased. So Yadav is a person. Okay, so the boy one who delivers newspaper first goes to Yadav's house. Okay, so how Yadav feels? He seemed especially pleased. So the meaning of pleased is proud. Okay, so Yadav is very proud of the boy who is delivering the newspaper from one place to the another place. Okay, so he is having a rickety bicycle. It means old bicycle, and using this bicycle he goes to deliver the newspaper. So why he feels very proud of the boy, students? Yes, so he is a small boy, he is a young boy. So at this age he has been working very hard by delivering the newspaper. So on seeing that boy, Yadav feels very much proud. Today I am taking you to the newspaper office. So what he says, Yadav is going to the boy and he is saying that I am going to take you to the newspaper office. The boy was very much interested and eager to visit the newspaper office. Okay. He said to show you the people and machines that put you the newspaper together. So for what they are going? They are going to visit the people. So they are going to visit the persons who are there working in the newspaper office, and what are all the machines that have been used in the newspaper office, and how the newspapers have been printed. For that purpose, this Yadav is taking the boy to the newspaper office. Today I am taking you to the newspaper office, he said, to show you the people and machines that put you a newspaper together. Raju was excited. So what is the meaning of excited? Eager. So he was very much eager to go and visit newspaper office. He had always wondered what it was like to be a journalist. So wonder means desire of something. Okay, so he's having a desire to know about the journalism, and he also wants to become a journalist. Journalist means the person one who writes the news. Okay, so they are called journalists. So he wants to know more about journalism. There were thousands of them all over the world. So there are not only a few persons who writes news. Okay, so there are thousands of people who writes news. Writings for newspaper, the eyes and ears of the world. So what do? They will write each and everything which is happening on the world. Okay, so there are thousands of person who writes news. Shall I read this passage once again? That day, gather sleep, especially please. Today I am taking you to the newspaper office. He said, to show you the people and machines that put you a newspaper together. Raju was excited. He had always wondered what it was likely to be a journalist. There were thousands of them all over the world, writing for newspaper, eyes and ears of the world. Walking into the large office filled with computers. So where they are going to the newspaper office. So entering the office. So what he notices? He notices that the office is a large one. Okay, the office is a huge one filled with computers. So in the office there are many computers that have to be arranged. Okay, so he is seeing those computers, fax machines, and computers. So what are all the things? So he notices computers, fax machines, copiers, and Rajus or reporters poring over their stories. So what you also notice this? Also notices the reporters. So reporters means one who writes the news. Okay, so he is noticing the reporters and what they are doing, poring over their stories. So they are writing the stories. They are writing some news. Okay. Reporters collect information and write about important or interesting news stories. So what do the reporters do? The reporters go to the place where the incident has been happening, and they will write the news about the incidents. Okay, so they will gather information, they will gather more and more information and write those information in an interesting one. Okay, interesting news stories in the city, in the country, and all over the world. So the incidents which happens on the city, country, and all over the world. So they used to gather information and writing stories. So walking into the large office with the computers, fax machines, and copiers, Raju saw reporters going over their stories. Reporters collect information and write about important or interesting news stories in the city, the country, and all over the world. Okay, students, have you understood the passage? Shall we read once again? Okay. The topic of the lesson is the newspaper story. That day, gathered seemed especially pleased. Today, I am taking you to the newspaper office. He said, to show you the people and the machines that put you a newspaper together. Raju was excited. He had always wondered what it was like to be a journalist. There were thousands of them all over the world, writing for newspaper, the eyes and ears of the world. Walking into the large office filled with computers, fax machines and copiers, Raju saw reporters poring over their stories. Reporters collect information and write about important or interesting news stories in the city, the country, and all over the world. Okay, now let us see the hard words once again. Please, proud. Please, proud. Excited, eager. Excited, eager. Wondered, desire. Wonder, desire. Hope you all understood this passage. Okay, so the home assignment is for you is complete the given worksheet. Read the passage in page 65 and send the video in the group. Okay, so there are 2 home assignments for you. Complete the given worksheet, read a passage in page 65 and send the video in the group. See you in the next class. Thank you, students.